Tweet, dang it. Tweet. Alright, welcome back. We are on episode 8 of Against the Impossible Storm, where I am playing Against the Storm, a game by Eremite Games, in which you have to survive the environment as a viceroy for the Queen of the Smoldering City. The Queen will give you orders, and you will try to make your citizens happy enough to not leave or die before you have appeased the Queen sufficiently to move on to your next town. Last time, we were spending the entire game looking for farmland to fulfill a quest that we got at the very beginning, and once we finally did, the game was quickly over. Now you'll notice that, unlike last time, there are now 3 factions on the map that we are competing with, one of whom wants to take this territory next to Monastery of the Holy Flame. But the Monastery of the Holy Flame has both machinery and artifacts, and there's no other benefits within range, so I want to take this and block my opponents from getting it. Now, of course, the reason you get these benefits is that if you are next to the Holy Flame, you cannot forbid food consumption, so the new ability I have to tell people not to eat food that I need for quests no longer exists, and I cannot favor any species, so there is no resolve ping-pong. I can't bounce between favoring one species over another to keep them both happy enough to not leave me, so that does present a little bit of a challenge. Now, obviously, I have to play on one of these 2 marshland tiles because there's anything next to it. So let's go ahead and take this one that's a little bit bumpier. And we're going to call this Bog Water. Of course, I'm going to take beavers. Beavers are my favorite race, and beavers love mines. And in the marsh, there is a lot of mines. We have our 4 embarkation points to work with. I'm going to go ahead and take stone because I really like having stone roads early if I can get them. And let's take food this time. We're going to take some broccoli and some eggs. And let's go. Alright, so we already know what the Monastery of the Holy Flame does. Gathering knowledge. So marshlands are a gatherer's paradise. Gathering speed is increased by 10% for every 2 workers assigned to gathering camps. So gathering camps get faster. And there are giant organisms. So there are giant resource nodes that can be found in forbidden glades. Those are the extremely dangerous glades, and each glade would have a different one. I very rarely run into these, but we'll see how it works with my current strategy of bulldoze to the coast. And let's see what we're dealing with. So we've got our usual debuff during the storm. If we open up glades during storm, everyone gets minus 10 resolve for 3 minutes. The storm is only 2 minutes long, so that pushes forward into the next drizzle. It's really bad. Resisting flora. Okay. So we can cut during the storm, but wood cutting is at 10% speed, but it gives us meat. That's terrifying. Okay. Strange lights. So if we don't have services by hostility 4, we've got a chance of destroying anything being produced. That can get annoying. And then by 6, if we don't have services, people take longer and break. I mean, that's bad for production, but it kind of offsets the problem from strange lights. Oh, but we need services times 2 to negate it. So we have to be meeting 2 different needs at the same time. That's rough. This is just gonna hit me every year. That said, nobody automatically dies. The queen doesn't automatically get more impatient with me. This is not that bad. We'll go ahead and switch to a human, give us that extra time. Notice it's 0.16 per minute, as opposed to lizards, which is a global +1 resolve, but it's 0.22 per minute. It's a lot less time to get done. So I'm going to go ahead and go with my queen. Last time we went west and then turned around and started going east. So this time we are going to go north. I'm not even looking. I'm just going to say we're going to go north by fiat and push our way all the way to the coast through what looks like quite a few glades. Yeah, there's a lot of glades between us and the coast. That's fine. Okay. So that's where we're going. And then, of course, we want to square off. You know, I should have squared first because now I have to go through and do a little bit wider on each side. Got an extra guy in there. Well, here's hoping I did that right. Let's go ahead and get our first woodcutter camp. And a second woodcutter camp. And we're going to tell both of them, hey, only cut marked trees. And that actually needs to be rotated a little bit. Let's go. And then, of course, after our woodcutter camps, we're going to make a nice little stone pathway. Now, stone paths are better than regular paths. Regular paths give you a 5% move speed increase. Stone paths gives you a 20% move speed increase. And looking at where we're going, I'm going to go ahead and add a little tail up there. Let's go ahead and put beavers to work. Don't use any coal. And let's go to our usual times 2 speed. Okay, so our first cornerstone. Grain production increased when we make it 25 times. That builds if we get some early fertile fields, but we might not. Extra people per glade helps us if we need people, but people are also a bit of a mixed bag, because that's more people you got to keep happy, and more people who can leave you. We gain 20 reeds and 20 clay every time you discover a glade. We're going to go ahead and take that one, because free resources are really nice. Let's go ahead and build a crude workstation. And because we can get resources back for destroying things, we'll get a makeshift post. Let's see our orders. So, open up 2 dangerous glades or make lizards 14 happy. Well, we're definitely going to open up the dangerous glades no matter what we do, so let's go ahead and take that. 15 copper, our trading post, and 10 worth of selling. This one comes with parts, and coal is usually pretty apparent in the pretty common in the marshlands. So it's really a question between +1 copper and 20 grain, but also 6 parts. I'm going to take the trading post here. Botanist. This requires us to take a plantation and to find fertile ground, and we know how much trouble we had last time, but this one requires us to have crops that we then send out of the territory in exchange for being able to make more packs of crops that we send out of the territory, and I guess to plant faster. Let's go ahead and take botanist. So this means that we want a plantation. There we go. Plantation is one of our options. So is a trapper's camp. And a trapper's camp would help us immediately because there are some leech brood mothers right here. But we need the plantation, so we're going to take the plantation. Okay. Now the game's just trolling me. None of these are particularly useful in my current setup. I mean, like, being able to make jerky is good. Incense is good for both humans and lizards. Flour might be good, but we don't know. Biscuits and pie are good for basically everybody. But that would require us to, again, have something we can grind into them. So I'm actually going to use a reroll. Okay. Bloodthirst and education is good, but I'm actually going to take the weaver here. And let's round it off with... Oh, the kiln's really nice, but I'm going to go round it off with carpentry. Yeah, because that's going to give us 2 of our building materials out of 3 a bit more efficiently than we can get with the basic crude workstation. So let's go ahead and put the weaver Well, first let's put the carpenter down. And the carpenter needs 5 planks and 2 fabric. Yeah, the trees here have a chance of giving us leather because they're really weird trees. Let's go ahead and put 2 humans in there. And let's make a scavenging camp. Yes, looks like I misjudged the depth, so let's go ahead and do 1 more row. There we go. We'll put a human and a lizard in here so they can start collecting eggs. We definitely have more food. Food shouldn't be an issue because we brought extra food when we set up the game. So food shouldn't be an issue for a while, especially since the trees here also have a pretty good chance of giving us mushrooms. So as always, our first year, pretty quiet, because we're just getting set up. Now they've made everything they can. Let's go ahead and kick them out. And by kicking them out, they're going to use all those building materials they just made to make the carpenter. And then we can put both of them in here. Just make planks for now. And that is going to let us get the planks that we need for the weaver. Now, it's not the most efficient because, like, instead of 3 for 2 that you can get from the lumber mill, the carpenter is 5 for 2. But it's still a lot better than 8 for 2 in 38 seconds because it's 5 for 2 in 28 seconds. So it saves time and it saves resources. Now, this guy's all done. We'll go ahead and pop him up to his designated corner up there. Actually, I'm going to move him forward a little bit. I want him to favor these trees over these trees because I don't want to break through to that during the storm. And this guy's done, so we pop him up here. And I like, I love how this squared off corner looks. It's just so satisfying to me. Just very neat and orderly, and it's like you can tell a human did that. Now again, if I cut through to a glade during storm, we take a -10 penalty to resolve, which I cannot afford to do. So we're actually going to turn off a couple of trees there, just so it'll avoid cutting all the way through. I'm not worried on this side, because that's a bit thicker. Can't favor these guys because it's blocked, right? So my only option is to do a happy burn if I want to make them a little bit happier, and I do right now. Oh my god. The reason I turned off planks is because I needed the wood to be able to burn. And we can also start making our carpenter. So let's go ahead and see what we have. I think I like the idea of more stone. Okay. -5 global resolve, but 15 every time we open a glade. Reputation from resolve is faster if we get leisure. Both humans and beavers can use leisure, but then we need to be able to make ale. And I don't currently have anything that would even start the chain to let me make ale. Otherwise, making biscuits gives us chance for double yields, which again I don't have any way of doing, but I don't want to take a penalty to resolve. Because this makes me basically open up a new glade every 15 minutes, or every 3 minutes. And I just don't want to open up that many glades. So we're going to go ahead and, you know what? Let's re-roll this. Okay. All farms can plant mushrooms, or fast wood but slow harvesting and planting. I'm not going to take this one. It increases impatience every time I open a glade, and like, no. Having a third source is useful, but I don't really need mushrooms. I'm going to go ahead and take Rooty Ground. Increases wood production. We'll take Happy Brewing. So now I'm kind of committed to getting to something that'll let me make ale, but it gives me a free tavern out of the deal, and that's really big. And you know what? Cut through to open 3 dangerous glades. That sounds phenomenal. Let's do that. Like, we have to solve 2 dangerous glade events anyway. So 1, 2, 3. There's 3 in our path. Like, we're just gonna do these. We don't have to really think about it. We're gonna move this up into our corner here. It's gonna pop open that glade almost instantly. And this, meanwhile, is gonna pop open that glade almost instantly. That's really nice. Now we can go ahead and make some rain collectors. Okay, now, we didn't have a reason to build a stone cutter's camp before, but we definitely have one now. There's tons of roots in this thing. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Alright, that's really good. Okay, so first off, we're going to use our coal to reduce the hostility of the forest. Go. Secondly, I'm actually going to want to square off this as well. And part of what I want to do is check to see if there's any coal under there. Now, 3 coal is enough to justify a mine just straight out. Like, 3 coal is amazing. Because that, if I get 4 guys working that mine, that's 12 coal a minute, and that is huge. But if I can get 4 or, you know, even 5 coal a minute, that is ridiculous. Plus, beavers love working in mines. Okay? Now, the reason people are so unhappy is that this thing is currently raising hostility by 300 points. It's a lot. And I don't think I can lower this fast enough. Oh, no, we can. Okay. Okay, so for a mine, we need 4 bricks. We never want to make planks or fabric here because we have these 2 buildings. But we want to make bricks, so let's go ahead and start making bricks. And then we can make an apothecary. This is just great. Okay. Pardon me. Okay. Didn't want to cough directly in your ear. But, you know, whatever. We lost the lizard scavenger. That's not excellent. We have no lizards now. Huh? Okay. Well, at least he's not unhappy. retrospect, I should have shifted him into the ancient hearth, but I didn't, so no use thinking about what I could have done now. And what's really great about this is mining doesn't slow down when woodcutting slows down. So if I can get this mine set up and running real fast, we can transition to strictly burning coal. There's a spot for second mine here. I don't care as much about coal, iron as I do about coal. Or not iron, what is that? That's copper. Yeah, I don't care as much about copper as I do about coal, but it's still nice. Let's go ahead and pull you guys out now that you've made our bricks. Right? Yeah. Okay, scavenger's camp has nothing nearby. That's okay. We're going to go ahead and move it up to these eggs. Let's rotate this over to the center. Now this lowering hostility is great because it offsets some of the hostility I get from woodcutters. There we go. We are going to go ahead and put one human just permanently on making cloth, and we'll put one beaver permanently on making planks. I still haven't made any housing, and that's probably a problem. So let's go ahead and make, I think, a beaver house here. A beaver house there. Now beavers are a little unhappy. No, beavers are fine. I didn't take any quests that require packs, so this thing really doesn't matter right now. Scavenger's camp is once again fulfilling everything. So we're going to go ahead and slide them down here. We're going to pop them out and actually pop them over into harvesting roots. Let's get more beavers. The reason I'm getting more beavers is the mine has 4 slots and I want to put beavers in it. Let's go ahead and take lowering hostility whenever we open a cache. That sounds really nice. It does mean we're going to have to get tools, but I think we'll be able to do that because the carpenter already lets us get tools, for one, and we have access to a copper mine immediately, so we just need a smelter. We're going to take lost knowledge here, hope we can get some ancient tablets from Dangerous Glades, and I believe we already have something about brewing. So we're going to take another thing about brewing and really, really focus on getting a tavern when we can. We need a... okay. We need a trading post. We need to solve another Dangerous Glade event, but that's not going to be a problem once we get there. Ancient tablets we don't know about. Leisure, we need to just get people happy in order to do. That's fine. Let's take a look at housing. So we can make human housing. Let's put a human in here permanently making bricks. Yeah, we'll have humans do all of those jobs. let's go ahead and make a trading post. Now the idea is I'm going to put a 3x3 production building here. So we're just going to go ahead and put the trading post there, give it some space. Turn off limits on clay. And now we need to come up with a way to get 10 amber plus. This is really good, and that's really good. So if I can get 34 amber somehow, that would be ridiculously powerful. That's also really good. So first off, let's always try for what we want. I mean, you might as well check, right? We have 177 food. We have a whole lot of roots coming in, but we don't have any other sets of food. So getting more food would probably be dangerous. Reeds can be used to make wine. That's okay. They can also be used to make fabric, but I have decent fabric and I've got lots of leather, so I'm not too worried about it. We'll go ahead and just sell that off right away. We're going to keep this. I don't know that we need this much, especially since we have a weaver. So it can very efficiently turn this into that, especially. You know what? If we can get all of this, then this is going to be extremely efficiently turned into more. So let's just sell all of our cloth. That should not be a problem. I'm willing to sell like 69 of that. Nice. But I do want to keep food. I want to keep over 100 food if I can. And I want to keep some kind of variety. That's really good. And what if I sold, say, I don't know, 100 and... Like, the plan is to convert over to coal completely, but I can't do that yet. Oh, but that's temptingly close. Okay. With how temptingly close that is. And you can get stone as a secondary effect from coal. So I'm actually willing to sell my stone here. And let's, sell our 1 berry. Why not? And our 2 broccoli. Sure. And how much leather? You won't do it for all the leather, okay? What if I give you 10 more eggs? And all the leather. You would? Okay. Cool. This is probably crazy, but we're doing it. Okay, so we have 42. We need 10. I should have looked. I already had amber in the bank. I'm dumb. Okay. Whatever. We need 10, so that gives us 32 that we can spend. And we wanted this, and we want that. I'm really tempted to just let fuel burn longer for the entire duration of the game, because then I could possibly... Yeah, but no. We're going to be responsible. We're gonna hold off. And that's going to let us turn in this quest, which gives us tools, parts, and grain. Very nice. Also, let's just get this done. And I think we're going to need a smelter. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's make a smelter. Okay, we didn't find any coal here. Just kind of plotting out some blocks for later. Okay. We're going to move this guy back around this way, because at this point it's clear there's no more coal back there. Not that there needed to be. Again, this is a really great spot for coal mining. It's a really great spot. But I was hoping, maybe I could get greedy. Maybe there'd be something more. And because coal is going to be continuously producing, I really want to put storage right there. And I want to put a bunch of beavers in there. Let's go ahead and take this human out. And you know what? We're going to move this up here so that it doesn't make any progress on clearing that during the storm. We're going to move this around here. You know what? We're actually going to take 2 people out of this and put them in here. Because in here, they're happy. Okay, human resolve is low. Well, I mean, I'm not surprised. I kind of didn't build them any housing. Let's go ahead and make at least 1 human house here. And then I think some basic shelters. I'm going to do some basic burning. Oh, geez. Lizards are extremely unhappy. I'm going to lose a lizard. Wait. Oh, okay. We did not lose a lizard. Okay, we're good. We're fine. We're 100% fine. Because see, now you can turn 2 leather into 3 fabric. Like, that's just ridiculously efficient. We don't have any way of making bricks. That's okay. We don't need to be making bricks right now. Carpentry is going fine. This is good. Everyone's housed. We made it through a storm. Alright, so I think humans are our best bet here. Put another beaver on that. And let's actually put this camp right here so we can open up that glade. I think the free parts, like, tools are nice, but we have a carpenter, which lets us make tools. We're going to have a copper mine, and we have a smelter. So we're going to be able to make our own tools, no problem. 150 religion, 18 clothes. I think 18 clothes. 150 religion is nice, because its +3 global resolve is really good. But 18 clothes seems more doable. Beavers wear clothes, and we are going to have a lot of beavers to operate our mines and our lumber camps. Let's go ahead and deal with this before I do anything else. That's a tool shop. Nice. Okay. But first we should deal with this, which requires cloth. Hey, I got that. We did need ancient tablets, so this will get us a full quest, plus free incense when we produce roots. That's great. So let's go ahead and do that, and that way we don't lose random villagers. So go investigate that immediately. We have another pile of eggs. Great for our scavengers. So we can send humans out here. We're going to delete this housing and replace it with some human housing, now that I've got bricks. And let's go. Pop that over to that side. Ah, right. I don't want a lizard in here. I do want a human for the extra time that it gives me. And we can put lizards in the smelter where they will be happy to work the smelter pretty quickly, so that's not a problem. I mean, go ahead and make a cloth out of that, sure. Why not? We have a ton of wood. If I'm willing to give up the bonuses, I can put you guys in there. Yeah. And now that I've got a solid income of coal, I can stop burning wood entirely and just switch over to coal. Because it's, not counting breaks, it's 3 per minute per person. So it's 12 per minute, essentially. And then it takes a full minute to burn one of these. And then we can sacrifice 15 per minute for a +4 bonus to resolve. So that means that over the 6 minutes between storms, we'll build up quite a nice bank of coal that we can then burn through the storm to make people happy. Coal's gonna be our bread and butter for this entire run, this entire city. Let's go ahead and resolve that. Hey, we get the tool shop blueprint, plus 20 coal and 30 copper ore. That's really nice. Which means we don't need to build this tool shop. We can build a tool shop more conveniently located to our town, and we can instead salvage it to get 15 copper and 2 infused tools. This getting turned in means that we have our box of ancient tablets, which gives us more people, plus some food. And I believe we can go ahead and send lizards out here to salvage that. Salvage that. Okay. Foragers camp. No, there's no insects. There's no wild reeds. There's the foragers camp's not good now. It could be good eventually, but it's not good now, and there's no reason for me to buy it. The +1 resolve for every housing, fantastic. So we're definitely going to get this, the furniture. So we need to come up with 4 amber worth of stuff to sell. So we'll sell these herbs. Herbs are useful for religion, but we don't need them right now. We're going to sell, I think, wood. We have 164 food, so I'm not worried about food right now. I think this is solid. I think we're just going to sit there. That should be fine. Right, we're making a ton of planks. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's more than enough beaver housing. Each beaver house needs 8 planks. We have 27, so we can make 3 right away, and we're making a lot of planks, so this is fine. It occurs to me we're going to have so much opportunity for tools now. Shove that in there. And let's see what we can get. So we can get a smithy, but we already have a good way of getting tools. We have a good way of getting trade goods. The only thing that the smithy gives us is actually coats. Not worth getting for coats. The bakery, really good if we get flour. Not so great if we don't get flour. Biscuits, pie, and pottery. Let's go up to our recipes. We go to food. We already have access to biscuits at 1 star, so it would give us 2-star biscuits. So it would give us pie, and it would give us pottery. So pie and pottery. In the clan hall, if we can get incense and we can get training weapons, we can fulfill services for lizards and humans. And we do have something that lets us make training goods. So I'm actually going to go ahead and take the clan hall. And then for our second one, we did say we needed a brewery. And then the brewery gave us a free tavern. So we're going to take the brewery. Let's go ahead and make a clan hall. Clan hall is massive. Where do we want to make a clan hall? I actually think we want to make a clan hall. You know what? Let's make the clan hall here. Yeah. And I think, while we're at it, we can make a hearth here. I just realized the problem with me putting my storage here is we need we need a mine to cover that area. So the storage might get blocked. Unless I move it. So we're going to move it. We're going to move the storage over to this side. And we're going to move the makeshift hearth a little bit to accommodate. Like so. Yeah. Okay. Now people are unhappy. But if I put them in there, and then I burn one of my if I burn like 15 coal per minute of my 98, lizards aren't going to get unhappy enough for it to be a problem. We are going to put a mine there. And you know what? Let's put another beaver house there. Having another hearth lowers the hostility of the forest a little bit. There we go. Hey, yeah, let's get some beavers. Last set of orders is going to be trade goods, trade goods. We'll do trade goods. Okay, bonus resolve for incense. Urban root production goes up if we make biscuits, and caches. Let's lean into the caches. We're gonna need to get a lot of tools, but that should be worthwhile. That's going to let us make incense. I mean, also biscuits, but we really don't care about biscuits. Planks, yeah, that's gonna be really good. Let's go ahead and rotate this over this way. Camp production increase, okay. You know what? let's go ahead and put you guys in there right now. It's a rare case where we actually have a lot of jobs that we want doing, and I can't really do them all. Let's go ahead and start making some incense so we can get religion going. Do I have stone? I do. I've got 15 stone. Okay. So let's pave that. And while we're at it, let's pave this and that. Now that's going to be more stone than I have, but that's okay because coal has a 10% chance of giving stone. So they're generating stone in here. Not a lot of it, mind you, but they are generating some. And that's going to give us the stone that we need to actually eventually pave our whole city with stone. Highly useful. I'm going to move this around the side here. Nice squared off corner. And you know what? Things are going so well that I feel like I can afford to completely square off this glade as well. So we're going to go ahead and just do the thing that I find aesthetically pleasing. Doesn't do any benefit, it's just I like squares. They just kind of send the strong message, hey, I was here and I made a giant square clearing. Meanwhile, you can make training gear, can't you? Sure can. So let's do that. Alright, now we do need, let's see. We have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 4 here plus 3 there. We have 14 spaces for beaver housing. That's fine. That's all the beaver housing that we need. We have 2 human housing, and we need 9. So that means we need 3 more human housing to get humans all the way up. So we're going to go ahead and do that and that. And you know what? I think that. And what we'll do is we will put a little bit of, say, a bush back there. No. Let's make this look a little more like it belongs. Let's put a night fern back there. And then we will put 2 decorative funguses around the outside. So that is going to cover human housing. And then we just need 1 more shelter to cover the rest of the lizards. And I'm thinking we will put it right here across from that clan hall. Now, the thing is, right, humans will move into the human housing, which frees up more spot in the shelters for the lizards. Okay, let's take a look at what this guy has for me. I don't need crystallized dew because I'm going to be making copper ore into copper bars. Moving faster on roads, very useful. Free bricks when I make pottery. Do I have any buildings that make pottery? No. That's an interesting idea, though. No, I don't think I need that. I definitely don't need building materials. I don't need tools because I'm going to make my own. Don't need planks. Don't need copper ore. Oil would be nice. I don't think you have anything I want. Cool. I mean, all I really want to do is make stuff into trade goods, so... I mean, I guess I could buy stuff that would let me make trade goods. In this case, that's just barrels. But what would I sell him? Yeah, I don't have anything I want to sell him, so I'm not going to do that. Now I think I forgot to turn off burning coal. So that's kind of rough. But you know what I can do? Just burn a lot of wood this storm. That should be fine. And once we have our housing sorted... Oh, you need bricks. Well, we can make bricks. We have a good number of planks, so I don't think we need to be making planks right now. But we might as well get some tools going. And maybe barrels, because barrels can be used to make trade goods. Discovering glades kills a villager. Reputation point when we... Let's go ahead and take the work safety guide. Who knows if we'll use it? But at least it doesn't have any penalty for using. We're going to have you turn off brick production because what I want you to do is go make some housing. Then we want to make tools and probably barrels. Now lizards are extremely happy, despite the fact that I'm not burning anything. And that basically comes down to the fact that we are providing them bloodthirst and religion. Yeah. So that's fine. We have human housing sorted. We have beaver housing sorted. Lizards are shy one shelter, which we can go ahead and throw up now. And you know what? Let's go ahead and do that. Actually, we have 12 stone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 13. So that's a little bit more than we have. That's okay. We'll get more shortly. Meanwhile, we have so much in terms of fuel. Okay, that corner's done. Move this guy back that way. Oh, we never made our brewery. Let's go ahead and make our brewery. I think the small farm's our best bet here. The ranch is really good if I have a small farm or once I build a plantation, because it gives me meat and eggs. But the small farm gives me grain, which can be then turned into ale, which I need for a brewery and I need for leisure. So it's just gonna have to go that way. let's go ahead and actually start making tools and barrels. Now, beavers would love working in this area, but they can't because I don't have any spare ones. Let's go ahead and throw an extra lizard in here. Everyone's housed, so that's good. There's plenty of patience. We really want to break into this dangerous glade before the storm sets in to avoid this. I'm not too worried about breaking into this regular glade because I don't think we'll get there. And of course we have lowering hostility if we open caches. So once we get tools going, we'll be able to open this and that to at least lower hostility a bit. I don't think we need this makeshift post. We're not doing anything that's going to require those kinds of packages, so we don't need to. Tons of fuel. I don't know that I need that many. Okay. Blocks the ability to sacrifice goods in the hearth. And in 10 minutes, it'll raise her impatience by 1 and make things a lot longer. Now, we have 37 seconds left here, plus 2 minutes of storm, and it takes like 5 minutes to solve, which we can solve with that. So we are going to wait. On solving that until the end of the storm. We're going to go to orders. Turn that in just gives us stone, infused tools, and insects. Let's go ahead and deliver that. And just because we can be ridiculous, let's go ahead and fully pave this area in stone. Now, people are a bit unhappy. So that makes it not really a problem. I can't favor anybody, and beavers... How are beavers so unhappy? Okay. So as far as services go, right, we need leisure for humans, because we've already got access to religion. That's great. So we need leisure for humans, and maybe coats. We need luxury and education. So that's basically wine, luxury, education, and leisure. And then we need nothing. You've got everything you need. This quest here gives us access to leisure and, again, bloodthirst, but mostly leisure. So that takes care of that one, and then they're all set. And then you just need education. You'd have leisure and we need education and or luxury. I think we don't have the stuff to make either of those. So it's a question of, do we want the Sacrament of the Flame, or do we want the Crown Chronicles? Now, okay, Sacrament of the Flame. Goods sacrificed burn 30% slower, which lets us use less coal to make people happy. +1 global resolve for every ruin that's been salvaged or rebuilt. And I've already built 2, so it'd be 2 global resolve if I went with the Crown Chronicles. Alternately, we can get skewers. We don't need copper bars. We don't need ale because we have a brewery. The green brew lowers hostility by 100, which would be really nice, but it doesn't give us anything else because we already have access to religion and we already have access to leisure once we turn in the happy brewing quest. So that's totally useless. I'm thinking we want the explorer. I'm thinking we want the temple. We want the temple. 2 and 3 for 2 in 107 versus 1 and 2 in 57 seconds. Yeah, simple tools here make a lot more sense. Right, beavers are unhappy. Let's go ahead and burn some wood. Alright, let's get more beavers. We should always get more beavers. Beavers are king. Beavers are life. 1, 2, 3. Let's go ahead and take this beaver out. We're going to put him up here. Free pigment for copper bars. We're making a ton of copper bars. We're doing free pigment for copper bars because that's going to give us a lot of pigment, which we can find a way to turn into scrolls pretty easily. We can lower hostility of the forest. We can increase anything that requires... Okay, that's huge. Like, it might actually be worthwhile to increase the production speed, because now it produces these in 43 seconds and it produces a copper bar in 14. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be a bit ridiculous. So we have 6 and 8. That's 14 of our beavers. We've got 2 beavers up here making bricks. Stop it. We have... Yeah. We can stop making fabric. Okay. And let's go ahead and send 2 beavers up there to do that. And let's see, I think we actually want the global resolve bonus, and it's going to be 4 minutes where we cannot sacrifice anything. That's fine. Okay. Meanwhile, we are going to need to make a plantation. We're going to have to clear that whole area. Unfortunately for me, I've got to clear this in order to properly square off that. But what we're going to do is we're going to make another storage unit. And we're going to make a makeshift hearth down there. Let's go ahead and move this around to the side. Once again, lizards are missing housing, so we're going to drop that right in there. Put a nice little wall. Okay. Oh, yep, we've got more stone. Let's go ahead and pop that in. This stonecutter's camp has nothing near it. We're actually going to have it go pick up stone. This area's getting super cramped. But the reason I'm having it pick up stone is so I can just free up this area and try to maximize my plantation. I continually have not enough people for the amount of jobs that I want to work. It's preposterous. We have so many copper bars. I think that we can have you guys stop making copper bars. In fact, let's have them do that. We're going to put the 2 humans on this plantation here. We're going to move this all the way down here, because hopefully we can turn that into another copper mine, or another coal mine. What am I saying? Oh, we could use another beaver house. You know, I might be able to just, like, win outright from burning stuff at this point. This is kind of ridiculous, how well this civilization is going. Yeah, let's take more stone production. Why not? Start making bricks out of stone. Okay, we have 19 tools. Okay. Let's go ahead and open up this pack, I think. Farmers can carry more, planting is faster, ale production. We do need to produce ale. Traders arriving quicker. You know what? I don't actually care about any of these. So I think we're okay. Maybe. What if I sell all of that? Because getting the bonus ale would help. And what else? What if I buy more grain with which to make ale? Yeah. And I need to make incense. Right now we're making incense out of roots. We need to switch to making that out of herbs. There we go. That'll make them more efficient. And we have plenty of housing. We have still quite a few copper bars left. Might as well be a bit ridiculous. Actually, no. You know what? We're gonna let stuff that's in the hearth burn slower. So not only takes 10 coal for a bonus, and 28 wood instead of like 40. And we're just gonna happy burn to see how far we can get before the storm hits. There's one. There's two. There's three. And there's four. Okay. I think that should be enough to be getting on with. They don't have anything in range. That's alright. We're gonna swoop them around over here and get those. Alright, now, the people are unhappy. So let's go ahead and start by doing that. Lower the hostility of the forest by a little bit. You know what? Can I... Boop, boop, boop. Yep. So that helps. Can't favor anybody. But I can burn coal. Remember, we get like 12 coal a minute. So might as well. Pick up a clothier. And let's see, we already got the ability to make ale. We have the ability to deliver leisure once we turn in the ale, so that's fine. Picking up a cellar would let us make wine. Not that I have anywhere to deliver wine. Picking up an herbalist camp would let us pick these mushrooms. Let's take the cellar. No, we already can make pickled goods. I don't really need wine. I don't really want oil. Yeah, we're gonna take the herbalist camp because we have a couple of mushroom camps that we can grab, and we do have parts for it. Okay, see, now we have a ton of bricks. We can stop you making bricks. +1 human resolve every time we... Oh, no, 60% goods to the brewery. Seriously. Doesn't really matter, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Okay, let's make our clothier. I'm feeling clothier fits here. Let's put our beavers back on cutting down trees. We'll move it back there because we want to put a clothier, I think. Well, let's put the clothier on this side. Seems nice. We have that, have that. Have that, have that, have that, have that, have that. Have all this. We don't have a small farm. We do have an herbalist camp. Let's toss 2 humans over here on picking mushrooms. So that's all fully done. Yes, that's all fully done. Everything looks like it's fully staffed for now. The brewery's not. The brewery could use another human. So what if instead of 2 humans, I made you 2 lizards, and put a human in here because humans like working in here. And you can make pickled goods, so let's go ahead and make pickled goods. That seems fine. That's all fine. Housing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need another human house. So we'll go ahead and put a human house. Here, I think. I'm going to put a human on working that. We'll put a lizard on working that, and we'll just have 1 loose beaver running around doing all the building in the town for now. Oh, hey, we are out of coal. How? You use it to make copper bars. Probably because I was burning it. I mean, that's kind of how coal works. We're going to kick these 2 out, so now we have extra lizards. And you know what? We're going to do that. now have 30 ale, so we can sell this, which gives us pickled goods, but also, and more importantly, it gives us a tavern. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, we need another beaver house, so we'll go ahead and check it down here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So we have all the human housing we need. We've reached the coast. "14 villager with leisure for 2 minutes." Okay. And it makes 16 ale. Yeah, that's not going to be a problem. We're going to go ahead and actually take some of these beavers off of that and put them here. That's going to raise everyone's resolve by 3, which is nice, but more importantly, it's going to let us start handing out ale, which we're making. And we have ale. So, should be able to make quite a lot of ale. That's ridiculously efficient. 1 barrel and 4 grain gets us 16 ale. Alright, well, shouldn't be a problem. Meanwhile, the plantation is up here, making everything it has to. How are we doing on fabric? Yeah, we have everything we need for fabric. So much that we need for fabric. It's ridiculous. Hey, Sahilda. How you doing? Let's see. We could make fuel burn longer. We could get more grain. Doesn't help us. We can get moving speed. We can get more more cloth production. I think we have enough cloth. Okay, what if we sell 61 of this? Plus, say, 121 of that. Plus all of this. Plus 103 of this. You'll give us all of your amber. That's fantastic. I want more grain. So let's also... More grain, more tools. So let's also sell 201 wood. Not enough, huh? Okay. What if I sell 20 bricks? What if I just increase this to all of that? Okay. Cool. So we have 54. So 20, yeah, so if I get this, and this, and this, that's perfect. And now we have more than enough grain, plus enough barrels to keep us in enough ale, basically until the end of the time. That's fantastic. You can be making trade goods. Yeah, you can be making so many trade goods. We could be making clothing. Clothing would make people happy, but, I mean, why? You're going to cap out on berries, I think. want to be able to pull a couple of workers from somewhere. And honestly, I think it's here. What we're going to do is we're going to go up here. We're going to investigate that. For our last trick, I don't think we want anything. I mean, maybe a market? I guess now we can make wine. Stonecutter's camp has no deposits nearby. Where's Stonecutter's camp? Ah, okay. Go here. You know what? Let's go ahead and clear all that. Herbalist camp has nothing nearby. No. We're gonna move you right up here. Like at this point, you can tell that I'm kind of just coasting because we're automatically gonna get the plant fiber this year. We're gonna get the clothing this year. We can make trade goods like crazy. In fact, yeah. So that's fine. There it is. Okay. So, converted raid totem, converted totem denial on very hard or harder, so that's great. Plus we traded goods worth 1,500. Now 1,500 is across all games. It's not in one game. That would be ridiculous. So let's look at our score. We won. We got all 12 reputation, obviously, because we won. We have 8 impatience left, so that gives us a nice pile of points there. We completed 6 orders. We solved 4 events. We solved 3 dangerous events. Nobody died. I think I had people leave one year, but it was an early year, so I don't remember. It was a while ago. We finished before year 12, and we have at least 40 villagers. Let's go back to the world map. Okay, so Bogwater did pretty well. You'll notice it's a lot closer now. The Vanguard of the Stolen Keys, I don't know what the AI there is doing, but it gives me a run for my money. I've seen this on my personal playthrough where I'm not streaming. Oh my word. And First Dawn Company, I kind of took the place that they were going to settle. So their 0 is pretty much my fault, because they were going to settle here essentially 3 years ago. That took, what, 10 years? But they couldn't because I was there. Deeds. Okay. Let's get our experience. And our experience. Let's go over to upgrades. And let's just go left to right. Why not? So, quicker trader arrival and discount on trade good. Fantastic. We don't have enough food for this, so we'll skip it. More patience from the Queen, and we get access to the daily expedition. So on Sunday, I will start us off with our daily exposition. Now we don't have any more food. We have tons of machinery, so hypothetically we could get access to lizard houses and a little bit better resource nodes, but we can't until we get more food. And then also longer fuel duration and fewer resources spent when sacrificing. Alright, so that round was a pretty easy round. But I hope you'll join me Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time for 2 more cities, and then maybe next Friday as well. In the meantime, thank you all for watching, and have yourselves a great night.